it's Math Clinic again with JENIFRACTION. I'm still your JENIFRACTION and you're welcome once again. Are you happy? Okay, I know you're happy to be in class. Anytime you're coming for math class, you should be happy because math is fun. Today, we're finding missing numbers in equivalent fractions. In this section, we're going to find missing numbers in equivalent fractions. Before I continue, what are equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are fractions that are equal in value. Equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value and the same proportion. They are equal in value. Sometimes, do you know that examiners can give us equivalent fractions and miss a number? It's your function. It's your duty to find the missing number. Okay, let's look at the following examples. Before I write my question, we have steps in finding missing numbers. When you're finding missing numbers in equivalent fractions, we take two steps. That is two operations. The first step is to divide. If your missing number is the numerator, you divide the denominators. After dividing, you then multiply. I'll repeat again. The first step, you divide. If your missing number is a numerator, you divide your denominators. And if your missing number is a denominator, you divide the numerators. And after dividing, you then multiply. Let's take our examples. 3/8 equals 18/box. We're looking for a missing denominator. Remember, if your missing number is a denominator, you divide the numerators. If your missing number is a denominator, you divide the numerators. So the first step is to divide our numerators. Therefore, I'll say 18 divided by 3. 18 divided by 3 is what? 6. That means 3 times what will give us 18. So 3 times 6 gives us 18. 18 divided by 3 gives us 6. And after dividing, you then multiply. After dividing, the next step is to multiply. Therefore, I will say 18 divided by 3 is my 6. This my 6 times 8. 6 times 8. 6 times 8 is what? 48. Our missing number is 48. You find out that 3 times 6 gives you 18. 8 times 6 gives you 48. In the same way, 18 divided by 6 gives you 3. And 48 divided by 6 gives you 8. You still say 18 divided by 3 gives you 6. 48 divided by 8 gives you 6. You see what we mean by equivalent fractions? That they have the same value. They also have the same common factors. Let's take another example. Okay, this is another example. Our main fraction here is 5/6. And we have 3 equivalent fractions. But in each equivalent fraction, a number is missing. The first one has its numerator missing. The second one has its denominator missing. And the third one has its numerator missing also. So what do we do in the first part? Let's take this first part. Our main fraction is 5/6 equals box over 18. Here, the numerator is missing. So what do we do? Can we remember? You first divide your denominators. So we first divide our denominators. 18 divided by 6. And that is 3. That's not our final answer. I'm not going to write my 3 here because that's not my final answer. Remember, we are taking 2 steps. Divide. After dividing, you then multiply. So I'll say, this my 3 times 5. So we have 3 times 5, and that is 15. Therefore, our missing number here is 15. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 18 divided by 6 is 3. We'll move to the next one. The missing number here is the denominator. So what do? We divide the numerators. We have 5 over 6 equals 35 over box. So therefore, the first step is to divide. We have 35 divided by 5. And that is what? 7. Should I write down my 7? No. That's not my final answer. After dividing, what should I do? I'll multiply. So I'm going to multiply. I'll say this 7 times 6. 7 times 6 gives us 42. I'll write down my 42. Now let's check. 35 divided by 5 is what? 7. 42 divided by 6 is what? 7 again. That's good. Let's take the last one. We have 5 over 6 equals box over 60. Now, wherever you are, I want you to go along with me as we take the last one. You take the steps one by one. So what's the first step? Good. We divide our denominators. So we say 60 divided by 6. 60 divided by 6. And 60 divided by 6 is what? 10. I'm going to write my 10 here. No, that's not my final answer. After division, the next step is multiply. So I'll say this 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is 50. So our missing number here is 50. Now let's check. 50 divided by 5 is what? 10. And 60 divided by 6 is 10. I hope you enjoyed this section, and I hope you've learned how to find missing numbers in equivalent fractions. Bye.